throw open the doors and enter the lecture hall. It's Days for Dummies. Hey, everybody, it's me, Matt.
Hey, everybody, it's Cat. Stop jumping over the back of the chairs. Someone's going to get hurt. Okay?
Sorry.
Jumping lanes like that. Good morning.
Sorry.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And that's Angela with Matt and Cat. Hi.
Yes.
Angela's here, everybody. Say hello to Angela. She's been rocking in the new year since Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, just a nonstop party. Because not only in the place that she lives over in Mass, but also in Salem, which isn't too far away. It's just nonstop party from Christmas to New Year's. They don't stop on this show. Holiday what? We're having an episode.
Right. And I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
I've been crazy busy and sick and computer problems, but
You're here. And that's what
I am
matters.
here and
That's
I am
what
committed
matters.
to being here.
Did you say heater problems?
No, computer problems.
Oh, I thought you said
'Cause-
heater problems.
Oh God, no.
No, she'd be sitting there, she'd icicles growing off of her hair.
I know, right? That would be bad.
Just taking salt showers. Just trying to get the ice off. No. No. However, I'm going to write that down as a potential plot line for Days of Our Lives later on. You know, what happens when newly reformed Johnny and Chanel, after Johnny has actually done nothing.
I know, right?
Surprise,
he didn't do
surprise.
anything.
That was weird, you guys.
This was the most plot pivot I've ever plot pivoted. Like, oh my God.
When that scene came on, I said,
Yeah.
lying.
They did do the nasty,
He's lying.
Yep.
but he's not.
Lying. But no, it's kind of like a rewrite, a retcon, whatever.
They changed it. They changed it because
They changed it.
weeks ago
Because-
we woke up with Johnny shirtless in bed next to Joy, going, "Oh crap!"
Exactly.
Well, I guess maybe he couldn't perform.
Maybe that's what it is.
Well, maybe he's like Clinton and it's not really sex.
Oh, it depends on what your definition of is.
Exactly.
Hi,
Kat.
Jeannie. Hello, Michelle. Happy New Year to you.
God, I love Bubba.
Listen, there's a very strict line between what is doing it and what is not doing it.
Mhm.
And we all learned
Yeah.
what that line was in 1994.
Exactly. Exactly. Not have sex with a sexual relationship.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
With that woman. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness
Oh my
gracious.
goodness.
I don't think that we can expect
You know what's nuts about that, y'all? That was 1 years ago.
21?
31.
Oh, 31. Yeah, I forget. I always forget about a decade when I think about the 90s. I always think it's 20 years ago.
No.
And we're vastly approaching 1990 being 30 years ago or
Mhm.
40 years ago. I don't see it. I'm still eliminating a decade, aren't I?
Well, your sister was born in 90 and she just turned 34.
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Well, happy birthday to my sister. And happy New Year to you, Sandra. We were talking about Johnny and Chanel and Joy and how nothing actually happened. We did a whole second flashback where he was making out with her Turkish shirt off, and then he was like, "Never mind, I'm too much in love."
Yeah.
He did
I
not
wonder
have
why-
sexual relations with that woman.
I wonder why they decided to do that.
Probably because they were wrecking Johnny and Chanel 5 seconds after having them get married.
Maybe.
And I remember in the 2025 preview when we went Day of Days, they said in the preview in the 2025 highlights, it was them being all snuggly. Let's try to have a baby.
Right. Right. And I remember some commentary from other people that were attending Day of Days going, "I guess Johnny and Chanel are okay."
Yes, exactly.
Hey, look, it's James Lott Jr. from JLJ Media joining us live in this chat as well.
Wow.
Hello, James. Happy
Hi,
New Year.
James.
Long time no chat. I was actually going to message you today on Instagram.
Oh, well, look at that. One big happy community here in podcast
We
land.
are.
Yeah, we
Huge
are.
happy community. JLJ doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't know exactly what it is because he's energetic and excited, but also incredibly cryptic. I'm doing great things. You have to be so prepared and ready for the stuff that's going to roll out in 2025, and I am prepared and ready, James.
Are you?
I am.
Well,
I am.
good.
I am. Just like I'm prepared and ready for more days of our lives. Like sands through
Yes.
the hourglass. Every moment
So
that
are the days of our lives.
every second that ticks in our life, a second ticks in Salem as well.
So let me ask you guys,
Mhm.
what storyline are you looking forward to that's, popping off right now?
I'm
looking
curious
forward?
about Ava and Brady.
Mm.
You like Ava and
I don't
Brady?
know if I like them, but I'm curious about them.
Me too. What I'm loving is Rafe.
Rafe or Arnold?
Exactly. All that stupidity.
Yeah.
Well, Angela, did you see the original Arnold Finnegar story way back when in 2011 or
Way
whatever?
back. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about Arnie? We of course, being us, Matt and Kat, think he's great.
Oh, of course. He's, it's fun. It's different. It's
And I love his ridiculous name.
Arnold Finnegar.
Arnold
I want
Finnegar.
to know what Arnold Finnegar used to look like.
I mean, Finnegar sounds dirty in a way. I don't know.
It definitely doesn't sound like somebody you want to immediately trust. Hi, my name is Arnold Finnegar. He sounds like somebody that's going to try to sell you a lemon or just be a really bad lawyer.
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. And I thought that Gabby, I mean, of course it was a circumstance of a party and there's lots of activity around you and lots of people. But I was just surprised that she just thought that was Rafe, her brother. And you know what I love too? There was one scene where he's walking across the living room to open the door.
Uh-huh.
The famous living room there.
Yes, the
And he's
DiMera's
got
living
like
room.
a pimp walk. Loved it.
He's just the dude. I want to
Snoop
have
Doggy there for a second.
I want to have Galen on the show so I can talk to him about being, because when you're Rafe, Rafe, as we try to say on the show because that's how it's supposed to be said, and that's a point for Javier, but I want to talk to him about what it's like to play like Rafe for 15 years or whatever it is, and then every once in a while be like this other guy that's just totally like, yeah, whatever, just give me a drink, I don't care.
Well, they always say that it's fun for them to be able to do other things. I mean, they're actors, so they want to.
I would
Mix
think
it
that
up.
Stacey has the ball playing Susan.
Right.
I just need to bring her back more often. I think that's what it is.
Yes, they do. She wrote Marlena a little note from your bestest friend.
From your bestest friend. Happy Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah.
Well, James can't believe that they brought back Arnold Finnegar. I don't know how long the story's going to last. And I'm constantly watching for that moment where Days of Our Lives decided that Ron Cavallari isn't their guy anymore.
April.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I know that
They released the date.
I
Yeah.
know it's switching in April, but I'm looking for that line, that day, that turn, that beat, that one thing where I'm going, oh yeah, there it is.
There it is.
I want
There it is.
I want Arnold to do another little pimp walk, and then I want him to stop and do the crunk for a couple of seconds.
Oh my gosh, Mom. Because he's just from the mean streets of New York is what it is. He grew up in the hardest corner of the Bronx.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's a dated reference. I don't know if the Bronx is now safe. Sandra did not see the previous Arnold Finnegar story. There was too much going on in her life back then. But she's not
I get
crazy
that.
about him now. And I don't
Definitely
think you're
get
supposed to
that
be
one,
crazy.
girlfriend.
I don't think you're supposed to be crazy about him. I think you're supposed
No,
to be
he's a bad guy.
I think you're supposed to align with EJ's thought process, which is like, oh God, get this guy out of here.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
he's the
you,
bad
but
guy.
you have to give Elvis a little credit because Elvis doesn't get credit very often because he often doesn't deserve it.
No.
But you have to give him credit for this time because he thought about the whole crap he did with Sammy that Matt and I didn't see, but I know about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he thought about that stuff, and
I've evolved.
he did not want a repeat of that.
If there's one
Oh,
thing
God,
that
no.
I've learned in my advanced years now that I'm clearly 55, is is that consent matters. I don't know, because it's hard for me to separate the show from the writer right now, just because it's hard for me, just as a viewer. I guess because I know that it's ending, because I know that people have opinion, but because I know all of the conversation that people have had about Ron's proclivities and ways that he leans on story and the decisions that he makes to try to push drama and da-da-da-da-da. And so I'm seeing EJ say all of these things, and I'm like, this is Ron saying, sorry, guys.
Yeah, but it wasn't Ron who wrote EJ raping Sammy. That wasn't Ron.
I don't know nothing about nothing. All I know about what people say
that's
about
when
him.
I mean, that the thing is that it wasn't Ron. I mean, Ron, absolutely goes to that well, but that wasn't
that particular time. It wasn't him.
No.
Well, he was making it very clear that it's not going to happen under his watch this time for this story. Okay, there's going to be too many people watching Arnold to make sure that he doesn't go too far with Jada,
which I think is great.
Yeah.
Another moment which I thought was funny was when it was midnight. Boy, that Arnold, he just scooped right in and kissed her, huh? She didn't even have her face up. He went from the bottom and kissed her.
What am I gonna do? Not kiss my fiancé? Exactly, that's gonna look weird, isn't it, EJ?
He was trying to suck off her face, man.
Yeah, that was quite the kiss. And I mean, I don't know. Like, we've talked about similar things on the podcast before. That kiss feels different. The halitosis, that she would expect might or might not be there. It's a different body chemistry. His pheromones will be different. His breath will be different unless Arnold and Rafe were really, really big fans of garlic. Their breath will be different. And Jada should know, because she's a detective and a police chief. And the love of my life.
Don't blame the victim. Jada's the love of your life.
She is. She can do no wrong, really. Like, she's hyper capable. She's exceedingly beautiful. And she's got just a patient streak that people have not earned from her, and she gives it anyway.
Yeah, and actually, people don't always speak to her the way they should, and she, she kind of gives them a bite. She puts them in their spot, but at the same time, she kind of gives them a bite. Now, I don't think Paulina talks to her the way she should.
Paulina doesn't talk to anybody the way she should when she's in mayor mode.
I agree.
But also, I don't know because she is, as I discovered last week, and we talked about it briefly, she came on the show as a high-powered real estate mogul.
Yes, she was going to ruin the square.
So she came in as
to put in a big box store.
Oh, she wanted to replace Horton Town Square with a Costco, Mom.
Oh my gosh.
So I can understand how she might have, like a business presence or a power about her when it comes to being the mayor. But also at the same time, it's not the Paulina that I got to know first. And so it is a little different.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they obviously directed her character, and they probably wanted her on for a little bit, and then they said, "Oh, Jackie's working out. Let's write her something."
Hey, speaking of Jackie and things that have worked out, did you in the 2025 preview for Days of Our Lives, we're going to get one day of Crazy Nurse Whitley.
Yeah,
awesome.
One day of Crazy Nurse Whitley.
Well, she's a lot of fun.
I don't know what they're going to use her for a day for, but I want it.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. Who doesn't?
That's the story that was popping when we started watching.
Sandra says that Paulina just simply talks like Jack A, and that's true. That's true. When you see Jack A come on screen, you know exactly what the character's going to sound like. But also, we've talked to Jack A at a Day of Days event, in which she said she would love to play a dude because she doesn't get a chance to not do what she does all the time.
Right. Yeah, because she's kind of, her persona.
Yes. That one that I'm not going to try to do an impersonation of, because I wouldn't be able to nail it or even be close. It would just be me mocking somebody.
And it would be problematic.
And it would be problematic.
We would get
and I wouldn't get emails, but I'll get one YouTube comment, that's for sure.
Paulina, she has a lot of facial, she does a lot of faces. She does a lot of that. Yeah, she does a lot of acting with faces, you
But
know.
I know her from Sister Sister, and other people have known her from other sitcoms from before that,
Oh,
Room 227 or whatever it is, and all of the other famous things, other works that she's done. Like, when I saw that Jack A was on Days of Our Lives, before I even started watching, I saw that Jack A was a member of the cast, and I'm like, what a get for daytime. Like, this is a
Mm-hmm.
powerhouse actor that's famous and well known and appreciated for decades and decades, and she's doing daytime? That's awesome.
so physically recognizable for everybody, even if they don't necessarily had watched anything that but she's recognizable.
Yeah.
Totally,
Yeah,
totally.
but there's no
Oh God,
difference.
yeah.
There's not much difference between Paulina Price and like Lisa from Sister Sister. So yeah, I totally understand that. Her performance and her character is what it is, and it's because it's what people expect out of her. I bet she has so much more range than just that.
I imagine
You
she
know what I
does.
mean?
I
Mm-hmm.
imagine she does. And sometimes we see it. When we see tender moments,
Mm-hmm.
when she's a little more soft spoken,
Yeah, Abe moments.
you do see a different side of the character of Paulina.
Yeah,
We do.
we
And I
do.
love it when we do, actually.
But there's nothing wrong with being, one or two beat though, maybe 3 or 4 beats. You don't have to
Absolutely.
have 20 beats. Leo, for example, he's another person that doesn't get a whole huge breadth of different things to do. Same thing with Javi. Javi's just constantly flirting with the dudes around him.
Hmm.
But they're really good at the lanes that they're in.
You know the other man that he's interested in? Leo. Well, Leo wasn't interested in him. Javi's kind of interested in him. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about. That other that
Oh yeah.
I
I
don't.
don't like him one bit.
Dr. Mark? I don't know what you're talking about.
No. I'm talking about the dating interest for Javi and Leo at one point. Leo went out with him one time and said, I
Oh,
ain't feeling it.
I don't even know who you're talking about. That's how little that person has mattered to me.
Oh, he was on last week. He's going to be on next week too.
Well, I guess he's an emerging character. Stay tuned, folks.
I think he's going to be just the catalyst of Leo and Javi finding themselves again.
Well, we found out this
They'll be
week
young.
that Javi's still got Leo on his mind.
But you know,
Well,
Leo, like a character like Leo, and
Leo's hard to
Javi,
escape. Leo's hard to quit.
He's got a magnetic personality.
Mhm.
He does. He does.
You
And
know
there's
what
a
Leo
swagger and
needs?
confidence that he has. What does he need, Ma?
He
Tell
needs
us.
Gwenny to come back to town to set him straight.
He needs Gwenny to come back to town and say, I'm Lady Whistleblower, and I'm actually a lady.
He needs Dimitri.
Oh,
Yeah, he does.
see, now that really was a pairing. Like, I don't know why Dimitri's not on the show right now. I don't know if it's an availability thing or just because that's what we did for now and we don't want him anymore. I don't understand. I
don't either, because he and Leo were gold.
They were really gold
Mhm.
together, and there was something about their connection too that I really believed. Not that I wouldn't believe like Leo and Javi when they really start going or anything like that,
Mhm.
but there was something about Dimitri and Leo that I
And
thought was
and the thing, Dimitri
long-lasting
and
something.
Leo, right? They were unexpected. You didn't see them coming.
Well, no, I mean, I remember the first episode that I ever like sat down and watched in seriousness for Days of Our Lives was the
Yeah.
episode where Dimitri had told Leo, "Hey, let's go upstairs," and Leo's like, "What do
Yeah.
you mean? You're married to my best friend. You're a straight man." And he's like, "Nah, I'm about as straight
Not
as a
as
bendy
much
straw.
as you
Let's go."
think. Yeah. Not as straight as you may think. Yeah.
I'm as straight as a bendy straw is one of my favorite phrases. And that
Straight as a bendy straw. I've never heard that before. I
well,
like it.
sometimes it's crooked and sometimes it's not.
There you go.
I'm thinking maybe Crazy Nurse Whitley, says Sandra, could be Lady Whistleblower. I don't know why she would be, but that would be interesting. I don't know.
Well, because she would want to put the kibosh on Abe's success.
I just want to have a Hannibal Lecter moment on daytime. I've been asking for it for years. And so if we need to wheel Crazy Nurse Whitley out on a dolly with the Hannibal Lecter mask where she's strapped down giving advice on how to catch Arnold Finnegar, I'm here for it. Like she knows, I was the mistress of impersonations. I sent a fake Theo to town. I confused Abe.
She's gonna eat his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Yeah.
Oh man, Silence of the Lambs is such a good movie. Those follow-ups aren't that great though. Red Dragon's okay, but you have to like Ed Norton, and he's a take it or leave it actor.
What?
Ed Norton,
How dare you?
He's a take it or leave it actor. Like you're
I
either
can't
really
with you.
into what he does, or you're like, man, I can't get past how much of a problem he is backstage, so I cannot engage with his work. He's
Wait,
one of those
Edward
guys.
Norton is a problem backstage?
Oh
How
yeah,
did I
he's
not know
super
this?
pretentious and just so artsy fartsy, and everybody hates working with him.
Oh.
But you know, he is achieved superstardom.
He's brilliant.
And Barry Pepper was forgotten in 2005, which is unfortunate.
Barry Pepper was so damn good.
I liked Barry Pepper so much more than Ed Norton, and Ed Norton won that contest. You know how it is when two actors are coming up. Like sands through the hourglass, so were the days of our lives with people we've never met.
Yep.
Jeannie says we're off topic. I don't know about that.
Ed Norton isn't that our thing? It's kind of our thing.
Edward Norton is a famed soap fan.
All right, Jeannie. So, Jeannie, what would you like us to talk about?
She wants us to talk probably about Raven Galen and
we already did
Arnold, but more because it's her. It's her. It's her Galen. No, I wrote down other names. Belle is totally back, and they're warming her up. All right, she's like a character of Silly Putty right now.
I like her.
You know the shape
like
she's eventually going to take, but they're kneading it. They're warming it. They are reintroducing Belle back into Salem, little by little, here, there.
Yes.
Let's remind you of the relationship she has here. Let's remind you of the drama that she had there.
Yes.
Because as soon as this woman takes over that DA job, boom, explosion, Belle back, full force.
Yep.
With drama.
I think so too.
With story.
And when we saw her before, Matt, you and I, when we saw her before,
she was in the process of falling off the show.
You know, her and Sean were breaking up and stuff, but her character wasn't in the front. And she wasn't assertive like she is now. I like her assertiveness. I like her. I like how smart she is. I like Belle. I do.
She is better when she's
not weak.
Yeah.
Not falling out of love with the love of her life. You know, it's a troubling period for her. Belle and Sean apparently are just big deal.
And the way she looks compared to Deidre Hall and Sammy, I don't know her name. They are very believable as sisters and mother.
Yes.
They look kind of similar to one another.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All three of them, especially Sammy and Belle.
Well, that was good casting 100 years ago.
And I know that Sammy's going to come back. I've never been able to see Sammy. I know she's coming back for a little bit, and I want to see Belle and Sammy fighting.
Oh, you will.
I want to see all this.
Even though, I mean, in all reality, Belle should always win every fight by "you sold me when I was a baby" on the black market. You sold me as an infant on the black market.
Geez.
Fight over.
Who bought her? Who's the creep that bought her?
It was old Patchy trying to save her.
No, it was not. Boy.
He's like, listen, I know it looks like I did a really bad thing, but honestly, I was just trying to keep her out of any sort of trafficking. Now look at my empty socket. You know, I don't know. It's empty, right? It's empty. He just has no eye, or is it damaged? Like Bo took his eye, right? He like removed it from his skull. I haven't gotten to that point in olden days yet. So he was just like, what?
The eye is supposedly gone.
But we're going to find out later on that the eye is actually still around. It's been preserved. And one day, Steve Johnson is going to have to go have some sort of
they actually tried to give him his eye. They tried to give him his eye.
They've already done that.
Very, very unpopular. So
it was very unpopular?
Well, it was the fake eye. It was the fake eye
they
that
went
was...
back to, they went back to the patch.
It was a fake eye that was programmed.
So they even had him with two eyes for a moment and took the patch off?
Yep.
It's like, I'm only going to re-sign this contract if we lose the patch, okay? It's starting to affect my vision.
I'd like him without the patch either.
Well,
it was incredibly unpopular.
You know him without a patch first, even though it didn't come first. Because you know Stefan Cassadine.
Yes.
Stefan Cassadine. Not to be confused with Stefan.
But he was patch first.
Yes, but he was patch first. Right. Johnny also has a glass eye.
I thought he was a pretty good victor.
Jeannie reminds us that Johnny also was missing an eye, but we wouldn't know it because he has a glass one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
That's the
Who
best
took
glass
Johnny's
eye
eye?
I've ever seen.
Who took Johnny's eye? Jeannie.
I don't know.
Jeannie, who took Johnny's eye? Was he born without one? Is it, he's actually Steve
And
Johnson's kid?
he's a cancer survivor as well, right?
Did he have eye cancer? I don't know. Somebody needs to tell me the story of why Johnny DiMera only has one eye and why nobody talks about it. People should be talking about it. Like they
No,
should
I
use it as an insult. Ah, get out of here, you one-eyed freak, you know? Well, of course you slept with Joy. Or of course you did. You thought Joy was me or whatever because you only got one eye, Johnny.
That would be a really good excuse for him to try to use.
It's just like, oh, I couldn't
I'm
see.
sorry. It was dark, and my one eye.
Yeah, see, there you go. When he's trying to come up with an excuse that Alex standing next to him, Alex can just like give him this side eye every time he mentions something about his eye. Yes, he was like 6 when he lost his eye, and it was related to the cancer, according to Jeannie.
Oh, okay.
Sandra confirms he lost his
Well, then
eye.
he's had more than one prosthetic eye. No, your eyes should stay the same size, don't they?
Your eyes stay the same size your whole life. That's why they look so giant when you're a baby.
That's right.
Your nose and your ears never stop growing, so that's why they're huge on old people.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen some folks and then old pictures of them, and I swear their ear doubled in size. Like, what happened to you, man?
You know whose ear hasn't doubled in size? And after last week, I want to see much more of this character.
Who's that?
Roman Brady. After him dressing in that Santa suit and being like, I think I'm having a heart attack, and that whole moment there and the sequence of him with the Santa, I'm like, give Josh Taylor more to do, please, and keep it in this realm.
Yeah.
Because it was just so good and charming, and I was into it, and I felt a Roman Brady absence this week.
Did you?
And I haven't felt a Roman Brady absence before because Roman's just been floating around the pub doing nothing.
He's serving clam chowder and burgers is what he does.
Yeah, you know who thought that super detective Roman Brady would wind up behind the counter at Brady's pub? I didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
pretty
I'm
soon,
a Roman Brady expert.
pretty soon, he's going to have to go back to work that couple of days. He's giving the pub off to Body and Soul because Body and Soul is about to die.
They're suffering too much with these backstage controversies. Soon, the network is going to find out that the cast is just boning each other, and they're going to be like canceled. This isn't just a network funded orgy.
They don't cancel things like that.
Well, according to Hugh Grant, they don't do that enough anymore anyway. So, you know,
God, that man.
He had an interview where he's like, back when I was younger, we would shoot the films and then go drink and fall in love with each other. Now we shoot films and then go to our Twitter pages. And he misses falling in love with his co-stars, apparently.
Well, I know it happened a lot in Hollywood. Maybe it doesn't happen as much as it used to. Who knows?
Rafe and Sammy were together at the time Johnny was sick. And Johnny's Sammy's kid, right? Right? Sammy and EJ?
Sammy's kid with EJ.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then Allie is also Sammy's kid, but not with EJ.
Yes, the twins have different fathers.
I remember. All right.
We'll leave that story.
So, I mean, gosh, Rafe has just been involved in so much in the time he's been on Days of Our Lives. It's interesting because he's been on forever and he has a fan base, but it doesn't seem as though he's emerged as like one of the faces of Days of Our Lives. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just find that to be an interesting concept, like the longevity of the character and the interest that they can do and all of the facets that this character can get involved in. And yet he's not being filmed alongside Deidre and you're taking pictures with, other faces of Days. You know what I mean? It's interesting. It's real interesting.
Yeah.
Because I like him. I've always liked him.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Arnold Vinegar too.
Do you?
I like the goofy characters. What can I say, folks?
I love the goofy characters.
When it comes down to it, I guess it's because I watch more than one soap opera and I don't just break it apart into its individual components. You know, I take a soap as a whole. So over on that other doctor show, there's all kinds of drama and love and betrayal and all of these things that make a classic soap. And Days of Our Lives doesn't get that deep into it like General Hospital does. And so I just get a different form of entertainment out of it completely.
Right. They of course, the similarities are a soap opera, but they're different.
Very different.
They're very different.
Very, very, very different. But I like the differences. Because I don't think that GH would be able to pull off, like they can, but I don't think they'd be able to pull off the consistent goofiness that Days of Our Lives does.
No, I mean, they delve into it a little bit,
but it's not, they don't have a 6-month goofy storyline. They'll have a goofy scene.
No, that's just not their niche.
No.
That, Days has the campy niche.
Yeah, and I really, really, really enjoy it. And I recognize and understand that Days of Our Lives has had more than camp to offer. But give me the camp.
Oh, God, yes.
Give it to me.
That's the show. That's what I like for Days. Every soap has their niches, and that's Days of Our Lives. And I am getting the answer to Sandra's.
Yeah, Sandra, I don't know. I always just said Sandra because of Bullock.
Sandra usually has a U in it.
Oh no, I don't know. Maybe she's just really cool. She's like, I'm not Sandra, I'm Sandra. Question for Angela: when was the Hernandez family introduced originally? At least before 2011. That's the bare earliest. If the very
2008.
first, there you go. 2000. Was it?
Because Rafe was the first one who came to town, I believe.
And then Gabby.
So there's no Hernandez parents of Rafe and Gabby that we've ever seen?
I'm sure there has been. It's been 20 years.
Almost.
I would bet.
No, I think we've seen. Hold on.
I think they had a mommy or an abuela or
Yeah.
something.
A. Martinez is daddy.
There you go, A. Martinez. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago because that made me discuss our red carpet interview with him. In which I'm like, I'm a fool for not knowing A. Martinez well enough to talk to him about other things than just letting him go on and on and on about the Bay. Safe fans. Apparently, Sammy and Rafe were called Safe, which that's ironic. They were heavy on Twitter and NBC message boards, but the E-Jammy fans, which I guess is EJ and Sammy, were like Karens and they hated Safe. So it sounds very familiar, and like soap culture has not evolved at all.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Soap fans are gonna soap fan. That is what's gonna happen.
You are welcome, Sandra. You come to Days for Dummies for the facts, okay? That's all we ever offer. All right.
When I pop in, yes.
When it's not, and when Angela's not here, we just make stuff up. Don't believe anything we've ever said on this podcast.
She's like, I've had that question for 3 months, waiting for Angela to get back.
Oh, actually, we lean on Jeannie a little bit when
T.A. Jeannie.
Yep, we do. We lean on Jeannie.
They had to have a sister, but she was murdered by the state of soccer. I don't know what the state of soccer means, Kaiwan. I've never heard of the state of soccer. Sport? Was she killed? Was the brother killed by a soccer ball? A football incident?
There was a sister, or there was a brother.
They had to have a sister, so I guess they had a sister, but she was murdered by the state of soccer.
I love Kaiwan.
I don't know what I
think it's his talk to text.
It definitely is. The father was around for a while, but he's like a Colombian businessman.
Now that made perfect sense.
High powered, huh?
That was...
Oh gosh, Jeannie says, "Yep, you do. We rely on her. We need you, Jeannie. We need you. We need you. Just like Abe, like Johnny needed Abe, and like Chanel needed Paulina. For both those parental figures and those who care about these crazy young kids to be like, why are you throwing this away for something stupid?"
Yeah. I don't
Even
know.
Paulina's like, why are you mad?
I think she has a damn good reason to be mad.
Right?
I think she has gosh darn good reason to be mad.
I think that it's 2024, and I think that they're 30. And at this and in this day and year, you just make out with whoever you want and then go back home to your wife. It's a thing that happens every day.
Don't bother getting married then. Don't bother. Don't bother. I'm not on the side of like just free and easy. No, that's not me.
You don't. But you're a child of the '60s, Mom. You don't believe in free love.
It depends on in what way it's
A
used.
daisy and a gun?
What?
Peace symbols painted onto your face.
Mm-hmm.
And STDs galore.
Yeah, but the ones that a shot would take care of for you.
You know, it's just an
Yeah.
easier time. You know, we're
Oh my
liberated.
goodness.
They invented a washing machine and a pill, which means I don't have to spend time doing schnit for nobody anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
She got paired again with Eric Marstoff's Brady. Oh, okay. Ariana. I guess that is the name of the sister, which we know and reminds us of previous conversations where Gabby's named her daughter after their passed away sister.
Yeah, okay.
We just don't take notes is what it is. There's no studying in between these podcasts. You just need to remind us of the facts sometimes.
Exactly.
Ariana was played by Lindsay Hartley. So that's neat. I still need to know if she was killed by a soccer ball, though. I still really need to solve this by the state of soccer thing.
Hold on, I'll find out for you. I can't remember how Ariana.
And then she also spent some time playing with Eric Marstoff's Brady. Because, you know, Brady's never going to date anybody for longer than 2 years, I guess. So it's a constant cycle of who Brady is interested in.
It was a hit and run accident.
Okay.
Does not say
by the soccer team that came into town. The soccer team came into town, hit and ran. The bus knocked over Ariana, went to go play their game, and then flew back to Spain.
Yes.
Never to be caught. But that's an interesting note, though. She got paired with Eric Marstoff's Brady, which is just another romance and relationship that Brady has been involved in. He is the Erica Kane of Days of Our Lives without getting married to all of these people he's been with.
Mm-hmm.
If he married all of them, he would have been married more times than Erica Kane.
Yeah. Well, Brady gets lucky, doesn't he?
I mean,
always the bridesmaid,
but never the bride. See, the thing is, though, like when you're a charming, handsome young man who's always going to be charming, handsome, and young, like Eric Marstoff's Brady is, I understand. I just don't understand why he can't commit.
Well, like I said last week, you know, he's got this boyish charm, and he's got boyish maturity as well. It looks like me.
And Tate's just like him.
Well, you know, it's just
poor Tate.
When you're so popular with the ladies, is it really fair to the others?
You know, that's right. You got to give to the world to offer, right? You got to give it. You know, even Alex, as much as he is like, oh man, I'm going to say no first, he still says yes. Because he's got to give to offer. Because Joy was just like, you want a bone? And he's like, I don't think so. She's like, come on. He's like, all right, fine. You know, like, there's nothing in there between them. I don't know why he would want to, other than, yeah, sure, you're available and it's New Year's. Why not?
So he's a teenage boy.
Alex?
Or no, not a teenage boy, but practically a teenage boy.
But he's growing. He's got a little more maturity. Because he's like, I don't know if that's a good idea first.
A little bit more.
A little bit more. But his heart still belongs to Stephanie.
He does. And Stephanie's heart belongs to him, too.
She dreaming about Alex while waking up next to Philip.
Let's talk about...
Philip the Face.
Talk about that delicious New Year's Eve party.
I want a party like that.
I want a party like that, too.
Huh?
I loved all of it. I loved all of it.
She likes a party, and she likes it when Arnold kisses Jada. It makes her feel good.
This is what this cracked me up, too. The point where Philip is kissing Stephanie, but he's keeping his eyes open, watching looking at Alex the whole time.
It's because he's actually in love with Alex. That's what we're going to find out. Is Philip?
Well,
is discovering.
I mean, as far as pretty goes.
I mean, when it comes down to it, like every dude has touched another dude, or most dudes have touched another dude, right? That's not what happens when you grow up. Maybe Philip is just looking for his moment, for his one touch, and his one touch will be with Alex.
Well, maybe.
These years of denying my interest since college, and now I've got to try it, and I've tried it, and I don't like it. See? It happens all the time. It was fun to laugh during those scenes, says Jeannie, and that's why I like Days of Our Lives. I want to laugh at Days. I want to enjoy Days. I want to cackle at Days. I don't want to be taken on the dramatic ride. That's just me as a viewer, though. If you want that, that's totally cool. But for me as a viewer of Days of Our Lives, I don't need the show to get into the depths of drama and betrayal. I want it to be stupid.
And my thing is that this is my thing with all of this. Is that like we get different things from different soaps, but all of them, I'm not looking for realism from any soap opera.
Not a single. I don't think I'm looking for realism from any television show I ever watch.
Exactly. I don't care. It's not a college course.
I'll watch the news. I'll read somebody's diary.
You know what I'm saying, though? It's not a college course. It's escapism. It's...
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. You catch the end of this rant tomorrow night on Suds in the Squared Circle.
Believe me, Vinny and I haven't been on for a couple weeks, so
there's a lot to say.
Because of your illness, because you've been sick.
Well, we take the season off too.
Oh, okay.
I think we're the only podcast
back with Angela Answers Fan Mail, Suds, Studio City, all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah.
The advantage of us podcasting as family, you and me, Ma, is the fact that we don't take these breaks. Because we're not like, oh, well, I'm going to go spend 3 weeks focused on my family instead of podcasting.
Yeah.
Because I am focused on my family right now. Hi, Mom.
Jonah.
Mother-son time.
Right. So I think, honestly, of the soap podcasts, we're the only ones. I mean, I can't speak for all of them because there's a lot out there. But of the ones that, we follow, we're like you and me, we're the only ones that don't really take any time off.
Yeah.
So come every week. So long as the show's on, we're going to talk about it. And if the shows were to go away, we'll figure out something else to talk about. Talk about Yellowstone or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Yellowstone's over now.
Well, we'll talk about the plethora of Yellowstone spinoffs.
There's a bunch of them.
They were together. Oh, got it. Okay, so Eric Marstoff and Lindsay Hartley were together on Passions, and so they borrowed a little bit of that chemistry for Days of Our Lives. But we've seen it on other soaps. When old Patchy was over on GH, Mary Beth followed him. They played lovers.
Bell and Stefan were
together. They loved each other. Because he went to GH and he's like, I can't act unless Mary Beth was in me. Can you please hire Mary Beth?
He was fabulous as Stefan.
I know. That's how I know him. For the first couple of months of watching Days of Our Lives, I was watching Stefan Cassadine with an eye patch.
Me too.
And now he's old Patchy and Stefan second. But first, I'm like, I remember this guy. I remember you with shorter hair.
And I referred to him as Victor a few minutes ago. He didn't play Victor. He played Stefan.
He played Stefan.
No. That was Teo. Is his name Teo? Tao.
And he had him and Charles Shaughnessy both played.
Yeah.
And he had inappropriate sibling chemistry with Nancy Lee Grahn.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
So inappropriate sibling chemistry.
Oh, you're talking about Stefan and Nancy. Stefan and Alexis.
Oh my God, it was great. It was so great.
I was too young to notice that sort of stuff, I guess.
Oh God, no. That was like one of the best things about it was so great, their inappropriate sibling chemistry.
Well, Jeannie, I'm sorry that I told you to run to your television to watch Days of Our Lives since you thought it was a boring filler episode. It was important for them to have those conversations, so next week we can just continue on with Johnny and Chanel as if nothing ever happened. I think, though, that the most impactful thing that happened this week was Mrs. Choi being like, you two are getting married and having this baby.
Some ridiculous nonsense.
Which is funny because I remember us talking recently about, well, is Tate going to marry Sophia? And I'm like, why? It's 2024. You just had a kid. Not in the eyes of Sophia's mama. No. And we're also very close to having a new Sophia.
Yes, we're going to have a new Sophia. And I saw a picture of the new Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't necessarily look older, and she doesn't look all that different either.
No, it's not a Soros thing. I think these actors just became unavailable.
Sorosing. Yeah, sometimes, especially with how far ahead they film. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Is that, by the time we see them, they've already been there for 6 to 8 months.
Right.
And Days does 1-year contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
See, that's the
they
thing.
only do 1-year contracts because for so long they were only getting renewed yearly.
Right. Yeah, and when they moved to Peacock, that's when they started getting like.
Well, that makes sense.
The 2 or 3.
They got bigger renewals, but they still only do the 1-year contract.
Because I remember.
But this is what's hard with the newbies. This is why, like GH, every newbie gets locked down to a 3.
Because they don't want
every newbie gets locked down to a 3-year contract. The show can get rid of them, but at least they have them locked down if they want them. So.
Well, you want to read some of the 2025 preview?
I do, yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. As the new year kicks off, we're soaps. This is also TVinsider.com, folks. It's the same place.
So, before you move on to that.
Yeah.
Brady better set that Mrs. Choi straight that boy ain't marrying that girl.
Well, now that Ava has informed Brady, and that was actually the poll question this morning, was Ava right for telling Brady about the situation? And overwhelmingly, yes, has won.
Hell yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's his kid.
Yeah.
93% of the people who decided to participate in this poll said, yeah, that was the right thing to do. Only 7% that said, nah, it's not a business.
Yeah, I saw a preview where he looks at her like she got 3 heads. What are you talking about? Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Brady put the kibosh on that.
TVinsider.com, same place that you saw the 2025 General Hospital preview, which we read last week on the podcast, that you can find a 2025 preview for Days. What's up?
I love, I read their articles and stuff, but their website is painful.
And most of the websites are painful because they're so overwhelmed with ads that it just makes your computer want to quit.
Yeah, it just makes it almost impossible to read the article sometimes.
It's so painful, that one.
Like I pulled up this website and the podcast immediately took a dump and nobody could hear you for 3 seconds. So yeah, it's a resource suck for sure. But hopefully by the end of the month that won't be a problem for me anymore. All right, as the new year kicks off, TVinsider.com. Where the soap Days of Our Lives is set to celebrate its 60th anniversary on November 8th. Co-executive producer Janet Drucker says, despite how hard the last year has been, personally and professionally, including losing Bill Hayes, Drake Hogestyn, and recently Wayne Northrup, and in addition to the major changes on our writing staff, we have really settled into and are enjoying the trajectory of the show. We are truly enthusiastic about how our vision is taking shape and can't wait to share it with our fans, old and new. Yes.
We matter, Matt.
All right. So we do. We're new Days for Dummies, folks. If you're new, come here. If you're old, come here. If you like Days, come here. If you don't like Days, come here anyway. Those changes will be more realized in the spring when the material of the new co-head writers Paula Swickley and Jeannie, hey, Jeannie, congratulations. Jeannie Marie will be first seen at the end of April and will quickly be evident that they are moving us back to Salem's core family dynamics. Brady, Horton, Kiriakis, DiMera, and Hernandez family. So that's good. I was just mentioning how they're really not roped in, and here they are being roped in. We'll see Sammy Brady, as played by Allison Sweeney, and Rex Brady, as played by Kyle Loader, come home for visits. And the closer we get to the show's 60th anniversary in the fall, more familiar faces will appear. That's exciting. Yeah. And some new ones. It's going to be a big year honoring the show's past and legacy while setting up new, eventful, and exciting stories. Marnie Ciata, the casting director, continues to bring some really great actors our way for a couple of recasts, plus more intriguing characters to come. Recasts? We already talked about them, huh? There's definitely...
We didn't talk about Rachel. We talked about Rachel before we actually went on.
Oh, that didn't make air? Yeah. New Rachel, which is weird. There's definitely a refocus and stronger storylines featuring our college-aged characters. We're bringing in the young folks. Come to us for young love. As audiences are already getting a taste with Tate, Holly, and Sophia, the Tate, Holly, and Sophia love triangle and baby story. We, of course, will stick with romance, Valentine's Day, anniversary, love triangles, plus a riveting whodunit. And of course, small doses of humor. Leo, Hattie, Bonnie, and Susan, and Vivian will always deliver. Susan and Vivian listed in there, guys.
I love it.
April 24th is when we can expect the new writers to begin airing. 5 days before my birthday.
Yeah.
There's some big casting changes. Sophia Choi is going to start being played by Rachel Boyd on February 12th. Kim Coles returns as Crazy Nurse Whitley for one episode on February 5th. Emily O'Brien, who played Gwen before assuming the role of Teresa, left in October of 2023 and will be back on March 10th. We got some dates, folks.
Yeah. That's not very far away.
Alice Halsey takes over as Rachel Black on April 24th. That's the same day as the new writing team. Did she leave with old writers? Was the original Rachel like, no, F this, I only work with Ron, and then she quit and she stormed out? What a choice for a 10-year-old.
Yeah, maybe her parents had something to do with that, huh?
So Michael Dietz, known for playing Joe Scanlon on Port Charles, and Alan Michael Spaulding on Guiding Light will appear for a short story arc beginning on April 30th. Michael Dietz, known for playing Joe Scanlon on Port Charles.
I reckon I don't remember him from the show, but I certainly did recognize his face.
Yeah. There are some exciting storylines ahead. Philip and Xander work to change the course of both Titan and DiMera Enterprises. We gotta do good. We have to do better, Philip. We have to be philanthropic. My accent's
He
getting in
called
the way.
someone a wanker last week, and it made me laugh good. I liked it.
He's just
Wanker.
a wanker, Sarah. Just a little wanker. It's fun when wrestling goes to overseas because then they chant things like, you are a wanker at the wrestlers, and you don't get that with American audiences. Stephanie Johnson realizes Philip isn't the one for her, and I think we already saw that. Or at least Philip realized that Stephanie isn't, he's not the one for Stephanie. He's like, I thought we would bone you to be like, oh, Philip. But you weren't, so I'm leaving.
I like the character of Philip. He's not a very good guy, but I like him because he makes me laugh.
Yeah.
He makes me laugh. I like Philip.
EJ.
But I don't know why any woman would be looking at him a second time, because he ain't no good. He ain't no good.
I don't think anybody is looking at him a second time. Just that first time is all he needs. EJ and Belle cannot deny their intense attraction to one another.
Actually, I saw that a little bit.
I'm taking your job. That makes me unnecessarily attracted to you.
Mm-hmm.
Who shot EJ? Somebody shoots EJ, Mom. The Who Shot EJ mystery commences, involving most of Salem. Better not kill no EJ. Rachel Black.
Right?
Rachel Black disappears.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get a letter. It's gonna be all Shane Donovan being like, I've got I have John and Rachel. I need them for the mission. Sophia Choi continues to weave a tangled web with Tate and Holly, and her mother, Amy Choi, adds to the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Johnson vows to Marlena Evans that he'll keep searching for John Black. Gabby and JJ's feelings are rekindled.
Already, you can see it already.
Dougie 3 and Holly Jonas find an attraction. As Jada Hunter and Rafe Hernandez's wedding approaches, his doppelganger Arnold Finnegar returns. We know that too.
I would be shocked if it's not revealed at their wedding day.
It's coming up quick, so I would imagine that he's going to be playing Rafe for the wedding. Kat and Chad.
Right for the wedding, and at the end of that, in the back of the church, who's going to be standing there? No,
he's just going to. They're going to do the wedding at the DiMera house. He's just going to fall out of the tunnel. I heard the wedding march. I couldn't let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Kat and Chad do their best to fight undeniable feelings for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Rex, Vivian, and Sammy all make return visits to Salem. And Alex is caught between Joey and Stephanie. Who is he going to give it to the most? Who?
Joy's not leaving town, evidently.
She's sticking around. Okay.
Sticking around.
Oh, gosh. It's a typo. Teresa returns in March, Gwen in July. I did you write the article, Citra? I don't know. Because I don't see why. Like, why would Teresa come back? The baby
If
thing.
Teresa comes back, is it going to be Jen Lilly?
Is she gonna be in jail? Is she gonna be in the orange jumpsuit? She'd be like, oh no, oh my Tate, he's gonna be a father. I'm gonna be a granny. Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, Teresa would not fare well for that. I don't think she'd want to be a grandma. I don't think Teresa would want to be a grandma at all. I think she wants to stay hot stuff.
That was the
No,
2025
she don't want to be.
preview.
She don't want to be a grandmother.
What was the 2025 preview was found on TVinsider.com. You can go check it out yourself. There was more words written. I just wrote the call out, or I just read the call outs, So if you want to read the in between paragraphs, that's up to you. Oh, Rick Hurst was also on Guiding Light. Well, that's good. Rick Hurst can be on all of the shows, and I think that I would like it.
I think I would too. I think he's a great actor.
Teresa was in the Day of Days promo, says Citra. Okay. I believe you. I don't remember
Teresa wasn't in the Day of Days promo?
I don't remember it, but I'm not here to tell anybody that they're wrong.
But I would love to see both of them back. Why not? I like both of them.
Do a split screen. Let's do a David Canary situation where they have a scene with each other.
Well, they almost did that with Rafe last week. Almost.
Some clever cutting there.
Did it with Rafe last week. I love that. I love that.
Instead, Rafe got clobbered just like we thought.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna clobber that man.
Yep. What you thought was going to happen last week was absolutely right on target, wasn't it?
Sometimes you can come here for the news.
But we know it's real or not.
All right. Well, linking Rick Hurst to the topic at hand, apparently he played a man named Scotty Banning a long time ago on Days of Our Lives. And since this is Days of Our Lives, and why not? Scotty Banning is still around there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only a matter of time before he returns to Salem.
And they didn't mention Clyde at all this week, did they? He's just laying there in a coma now?
He's just done. I'm in a coma. You don't worry about me. You don't worry about me none. I'm just down and out. Though I am a very powerful criminal. See, that's the story, okay? He could get anything done in jail, and he can still get anything done while in a coma. That's how talented Clyde Weston is.
Well, that could happen easily because the girlfriend's still out there.
Let's do it.
That was her. She knows his plans.
Let's do it. Let's blow it all up. Let's blow it up like Sonny's penthouse.
Oh boy. See you at 11.
See you at 11, folks, for all that. Let's see. Emily came out in a blonde wig, says Jeannie, talking about Day of Days, where she made the announcement that Gwen's returning.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought you were saying both of them were returning.
Well, I mean, Citra says that it's both of them, and Jeannie's like, I don't know. I don't know either. You know what's going to tell us what's going to happen on the show? I'll give you the best resource. We're going to watch the show.
There you go.
We're going to watch the show and see what happens. Hey, if Gwen and Teresa both come back, I'm for it. I do like Emily O'Brien.
Yeah, love her.
I enjoy her on the show. I enjoy her performances. If I had to pick the two characters, I'd pick Gwen before Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not really Teresa, is she? She's Gwen.
She's Gwen. But I say, we saw her play both characters. I preferred Gwen. For one thing, don't take away this. I always like an accent. To me, it always adds to the character. I love it. So, and the banter between Gwenny and Maddie, I just loved it.
Yeah.
It is good stuff. It's very
good. The Gwenny Maddie stuff is wonderful. And I love the fact that she only calls him Matty.
And we're going to see it again, March 10th or whatever that date was in the article. Looking forward to it. It's still months away, though, man.
I know.
Stupid days.
I wonder if they're always going to stay this far.
Well, Ma, we talked about it a couple weeks ago because we got some inside track info on maybe potentially days backing off of their 6 months and going to something like 3.
Well, they would go dark. They would have to go dark for a while.
That's okay.
To kind of catch up with themselves a little bit.
And then that's a month they don't have to spend any money.
It's true.
I don't know, though. I mean, everything's rumor and speculation until it happens. Nothing happens until it happens. Nothing changes until it changes.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa comes back, too, if you watch the Day of Days promo. Uh-oh. We better get off before they start fighting with each other. Unless I need to roll out the boxing ring and bring out some gloves. Huh?
Thanks. I want to watch violence. I don't want to be in it.
All right. Oh, well, let's end with it. Let's end with a hypothetical then. A fun hypothetical since Angela's here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who would win in a fight, JJ or Philip?
JJ or Philip?
Who
Philip.
would beat the other person up?
I mean,
Philip.
Philip is crappier, but he also only has one leg.
Unless it's that one episode from 3 weeks ago in which he has 2 legs.
Exactly. Clearly has 2 legs when he's only in a
Oh
towel.
my God. Yeah, his prosthetic is just really, really good.
That's what we said on the
tell ya.
podcast.
He can afford a really good one.
Right.
Okay, so just kick the fake leg out from under him. It goes flying
Mhm.
across the room. Now Philip is off balance. You just shove him.
I
Winner.
think the reason why I say Philip would win is because he would cheat. He would take off his prosthetic leg and use it as a weapon.
Oh yeah, you swing it
and
like a
hop
baseball bat.
away.
Well,
True, but
Underneath his arm.
mm,
balance.
mhm,
So
well, I guess on that note, folks, take Philip Kiriakis' fake leg and go swing for the fences with it.
my God. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Or
On
you can-
behalf of all of us here.
Or you can take the Louisville that Xander had the other day,
Hmm.
and you can swing for the fences with that. Hey, if you like the video, like the video. If you have something to say, leave a comment. If you want to subscribe, that's totally up to you, and I sure wish you would, because it helps us. And if you help us, I will be very happy. And that's what you get from it. You know, Angela, a couple of weeks ago, we offered to write down the names of people who contributed $10 to the podcast for Christmas. And we would write their names down on a 10th floor podcast channel ornament to be put on the tree
Ornament,
every year. A Horton ornament, you know, where you write their name all fancy.
Mhm.
And not a single person wanted an ornament to be put on our tree every year for them to not see. Not a single person.
Doesn't Julie make all those ornaments?
Julie Horton?
Yeah.
I don't
Julie.
know. Does she?
Julie makes
does
all those ornaments.
She's got like a little ornament crafting room.
Mm-hmm. She does.
Just a whole room with like glitter and special
You love saying
pens.
ornament, don't you?
I do. It's a fun name. It's a fun nickname for a ornament.
Ornament.
Ornament. Michelle thinks that JJ would win. All right. Sandra's going to see us on the elevator, and we will see you then too. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Give us a follow on the Twitter boxes or the X's or whatever it is that you want to call it. Even a Blue Sky. All of the social medias. You can find the names down below. 104GH and Brooklyn 74. And that's it. Class dismissed. I don't got anything else to say. Go swing for the fences and enjoy and stuff. And we'll see you at 11. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And I've been Angela with Matt and Kat.
See you in a little bit. Bye.